Yo, my name is Calvin Rodgers, and you're watching J. Ross TV.
What's up, y'all? This your boy J. Ross hanging out with my cat Calvin Rodgers in St. Louis. Just got through hitting with Fred and Donnie on the Festival of Praise tour. And I mean, Calvin, man, if you weren't in the band, I wouldn't come, man.
Man, are you kidding me?
I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing Snoop. Hey, Snoop, I'm just teasing, man. No, but dude, you still one of my just musical heroes, man. And once again, just wanted to speak to you so you can encourage some of the young folks, man, on how you developed into being the professional that you are.
Man, of course, you gotta love what you do. You gotta love it, and but man, you gotta work hard. You gotta love it, but you gotta work hard too. Just because we are musicians all the time, we just always think because we're gifted, or we're talented that it just stops there, and we can just continue to be good and don't have to work on anything else. Everything gonna fall in your lap, but you gotta work hard for it. And I'm not saying that. Of course, I wouldn't dare say that everything I've attained or I've done or whatever is because I've worked hard, because clearly, I have to acknowledge that, I've been fortunate enough to experience the faith, the favor, and the grace of God, that has allowed me to do the things I've done, work with the people I work with. So, there also has to be preparation for that. So, when God allows you to be elevated and allows you to be put in position and things like that, that you can be ready. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just want you to know Snoop just photobombed your but it's all good. Hey, Cap, now, you've been in the game a long time. You've been at the top of the game, man. And, man, how you keep from getting the big head, man? 'Cause, man, I hear folks talk about you all the time, but they don't never say about the big head.
Man, I don't believe the hype. The truth is that, while we all try to plan and we try to be business, we try to be men of business, the truth is, man, if it takes one event that could change your whole life. And, and I know that firsthand. A lot of you guys know what I went through in November 2012, and even as much as I try to prepare and try to save money, man, I could have been 6 months away from losing everything, from losing my home and my cars,
real talk.
So that's real. So the first thing is that I know that all of this is really, everything is orchestrated, completely orchestrated by the hand of God, and He's got His hand and He's got His hand over me, and He's leading me and guiding me, And even when I go through my trials, my wildernesses, stuff like that, I know that God is strategically placing me where He needs me to be. So, that's the main thing. I just don't believe the hype. You know what I'm saying? I'm not rich. I'm playing gospel music, and while God has allowed me to do a lot of things, I'm able to work in other areas so that I can have multiple streams of income. Still at the end of the day, you got to be smart about it. And even if you be smart about it, something happens, you break a limb or you lose, you miss a flight or something like that. Anything could happen. That could just be one you turning around. So you just gotta, you gotta stay prayed up out here, and you can't act like you got all this stuff and you get everything that you get because you're so good and because you work so hard and because you play so good. That's not the truth. We're all, just experiencing the favor of God, really.
And as you can say behind that one, that's Calvin Rodgers, y'all, in St. Louis Festival of Praise tour.
Festival of Praise.
Always looking out for J. Ross TV, y'all.